And welcome Ruth Bastow, who's Innovation Director at CHAP, which is the Crop Health AgroTech Centre. So thanks very much for joining us, Ruth. What's your take on all this?
So thanks, Tom, and thanks to the team for the invite to be part of this great discussion today. So as Tom said, yeah, Innovation Director at CHAP, one of the 4 AgriTech centres funded by Innovate UK. And for us, I just to put that in context, we're really interested in that application of agri-technologies, really to develop and accelerate them into real world products and services, I guess, so that we can meet those challenges today, a lot that George was talking about earlier, but also make sure we do that without compromising the needs of tomorrow as well. So just to sort of explain that maybe from our perspective is really we utilise our in-house expertise and also our cutting edge facilities that are located along with our partners across the UK. And those are open for all to use, whether it be an SME, a grower or a multinational, really so you can get an idea off the ground. So some of the things we've been talking about today already, test that proof of concept or maybe even translate that prototype into a market ready product. And really lots of the headlines that are in the report really, I guess, chime with our vision at CHAP, because we believe that innovation will be part of the solution, again, not the silver bullet here, in a generation of an agri-food system that is equitable, sustainable, resilient, and also as we look forward, really going to be climate positive as well. So one of the key questions that comes out of the report is really about trying to unlock farmer-led innovation. We've heard a lot about that from a lot of the innovative farmers and other projects that have been happening. I think for me, the key for this in going forward really is that collaboration is really central to everything that we do. We need to think about that collaboration, the co-development, embracing and working with the diversity of skills and people that are out there across the sector. And actually, that's key to everything we do at CHAP as well. We don't do anything alone, everything's done in collaboration. And when we think about this at CHAP, we really think about an innovation approach or an innovation cascade. I think some of these same principles come through in the report, and really thinking about industry, small and large, all across the sector. So not just farmers and growers, but really working with them to understand what the problem actually is and whether or not then how we work with one company, maybe one entrepreneur or one grower, or even actually some of these problems are sector wide. Really then thinking about them and bringing together consortiums from across the sector to co-develop solutions. I think we've already heard a lot about this as sort of, I think, this idea of collaboration, so we can develop applicable solutions to the problem. Certainly from my perspective, no one person, no one company, no one institution has the answers to the problems here. And I think that's true for the majority of things in the world. But when it comes to working in a complex biological system, in this case, the environment and agriculture, we really do need that multidisciplinary approach. And so collaboration and co-development are applicable for the whole of agriculture, really, not just agroecological farming. And I think actually listening to Russell earlier, I think there are great opportunities for this type of approach in the latest round of funding from DEFRA and UKRI, and certainly at CHAP, we're really excited and enthused about working across the sector in looking at ways in which we can develop solutions for that latest round of funding. And then you heard a lot earlier from George about the different types of technology and what we might use, where the opportunities are in the sector. And I think for me, it's not just one technology that might help the sector or might hold promise for the future. I think, again, it's this combination approach that's going to be really important here, and the ways in which we combine technologies in novel ways, I think, are going to be the most innovative and also potentially the most interesting. And so maybe one example from our work at CHAP at the moment is our work with a small robot company and a project that's been driven forward by Generosing, the team, that combines novel sensors, sort of the work that's described in that smart agricultural section of the report, with robotics, with AI, with data analysis, and also importantly with biological control. And in this case, what we're doing is generating an in-field autonomous robotic system that can identify problem slugs in the field. So we identify just that organism and then are able to apply a biological treatment only in a precision manner to treat that. And so I think that's just an example there of ways in which we can combine these technologies to help actually drive forward a more agroecological approach for the future. And so when I think about this, I envision a sort of toolbox approach, although actually just listening to Abby, I think maybe a patchwork quilt, she was saying sort of a system or a cobweb, and maybe a patchwork quilt is maybe more appropriate here. But I sort of think about that toolbox where we need to ensure that we have as many tried, tested, approved, and co-developed tools in the toolbox as possible, so that we can deal with the variety of situations that exist out there in our diverse system, and one of which for agriculture is really context specific, and therefore make sure we can work on making the system as diverse as possible today, but also making sure that we have as many tools available to us so we can think about the challenges that we're really not aware of yet either. So I think that they're the major points from me. So the co-development, the collaboration aspect, the ability to combine these technologies in novel ways to support diversity in the system. And I really look forward to discussing and collaborating with all of you in areas such as biological solutions. CHAP's working on a new biological for cabbage stem flea beetle, maybe controlled environment agriculture, circular economy, and understanding obviously soil health, which is essential for us to support our system, and integrated crop and pest management as well, all of which are topics that are important to us and the sector as a whole, really, so we can, I guess, generate that system that is really sustainable and balances healthy environment, economic viability, because farming is also a business, but also balancing that with social equity. So I think that's that from me, Tom.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Ruth.